Can't tell you what a thrill it is to be able to introduce this man to you all tonight, and to know that through, it's not going to be solely one man's efforts, because he's already got quite a team amassed, but I think hope is on the horizon. I really do. I think we may find a cure to AIDS, and maybe this won't go on for generations yet to come, which I know all of us here wouldn't be here if we didn't believe in our hearts and hope that that might happen. But now, before we march and light candles in remembrance of those that we're marching for, we're going to read a few names. Will the readers come up now, please? When we begin marching, they will begin a half hour of reading names of those who died at Broadway as well. So in this way, we link with them just a little before. So we're going to, and some of these names may be read there, but some of them maybe not. And we'll stop enough time. I may cut some of you off, so we have enough time for people to call out names. Also, at the church, please look for the 2013 Out of the Darkness panel, where you can leave memorials for anyone who's perished from AIDS. They don't just have to have died this year, it can be any time. And next year will be the last one we'll do before we'll have enough to sew into another 12 by 12. We used to leave our memorials on a single signature square that has 10 years worth of memorials, and now you'll see it hanging in the church with the international quilts from Canada and Belgium and Venezuela. And also at the back of the church is the 12 by 12 from the 2006 International Rainbow Memorial Run. So let's begin. Go ahead, Maria, would you please read some names for us?
Peter Allen, A.J. Antoon, Arthur Ashe, Corey Azevedo, Danny Banks, Philip Blackwell, Amanda Blake, Michael Brattel, Bob, Gary, and Jack Rubach, Len Calder, George Kaleha, Michael Callan, John Calori, Bruce Caro, Jack Castor, Richard Chenault, Mel Charon, Tina Chow, Richard Christopher, Raul Compagnoni, Alan Danzig, Brad Davis, Tom Davis, Michael Devereaux, David Doring, Edward Dunn, Perry Ellis, Jim Farrells, Dick Fisher, Jeffrey French, Charles Fritzlow, John Gouch, Ken Gillo, Elizabeth and Ariel Glazer, Lee Graham, Eric Gregg, Tony Hammer, Robert Hilferty, Fritz Holt, Brock Hudson, Joel Ifcher, Alvin Jaffin, Baby Jessica, Jim Johnson, Bruce Karcher, Bill Concoy, Scott Lago, Dan Lanning, and David Lee.
David Jessup, Jim Jones, John Jones, Max Justice, Duke Camp, Ron Keel, Kurt LeBrew, Ron LaHus, Bobby Long, Roger Leon, Doug McKinnon, Alan Mamber, Leonard Matovich, Gary May, Tom McBride, Michael Merrifield, Patrick Moreton, Mayor Morgenstein, Larry Mueller, Lance
Mulcahy. Mulcahy.
Bill Nelson, Buddy Noro, Scott Oakley, Anthony Papp, Larry Peck, Anthony Perkins, Glenn Pearson, Sal Provenza, Joseph Buca, Tom Records, Alan Renaud, Jess Richards, Craig Rosen, George Samaniego,
Samaniego.
Jim Simone, Tom Sands, Gene Schroeder, Bill Scott, Cutter Sharp, Sonny Sherman, Randy Schultz, Carl Sigmund, David Sipos, Bill Small, Clint Smith, Michael Smith, Ron Stafford, Stephen Petrino, Edward Stiffho, Ken Struthers, Brandon Surratt.
Jim Gibb, Francis Brady, Arthur Bresson, Bill Briley, Jeff Britton, Anthony Bruno, Dale Caldwell, Paul Carreau, Andy Carlos, Richard Capper, Guillermo Cash, Christopher Chadman, Jay Chagan, Ron Christopher, Alberto Cintron, Charlie Coco, Terry Cohen, Peter Corallo, Joe Cotugno, Rogue Corbet, got it. Tony Daly, Devereaux Donna, Nick Dante, Rick Dixon, Dick Dufour, Randy Dwitz, Arthur Duvall, Jeff Edholm, James Evans, David Feinberg, Mark Feldman, Dennis Faird, Waylon Flowers, Ron Foria, Don Fortis, Ronald Fostvet, Steve Freeman, Louis Friedman, Robert Garcia, Allison Gertz, Griffin Gold, Jose Gonzalez, Tim Green, Morgan Gray, Larry Gutenberg, Ron Hefka, Don Hall, Steve Hamilton, Chuck Harper, Gene Haviland, Jack Henderson.
Will Garcia, Christopher Spence, Max Navarre, Louis Nassani, Mike Richards, Nathaniel Peer, Paul Rappaport, Dan Higgins, Dan William, Morris Freed, Tim Scott, Miguel Boudreau, Cal Culver, Kenneth Nelson, Robert Christian, Keith Prentice, Frederick Combs, Robert Latourneau, Leonard Fry, Frank DiGennaro, Nathan Fain, Buck, Herbert W. Barton, Antonio Lopez, Johnny Resco, Patrick Toner, Drew Howlett, Larry Nurse, Michael Smith, Bobby Breslaw, Juan DeBose, Keith Herring, Bob Sessi, John Iozia, Bob Caviano, Harry Diaz, Diego Lopez, Larry Downs, Nick Rock, Michael Sklar, Sheldon Post, Richard Dunn, David Lemos, Ray Ford, Glenn Cooper, Robert Mapplethorpe, Dan Bailey, Bill Black, Michael Brody, Roland Blackway, Jonathan Suskind, Terry Tabido, Bob Teal, Rick Teeger, Alistair Usher, Gary Wagner, Drexel Wasson, Haskell Williams, Chester Wilson, George Wilson, Pete Wodolewski, Rocco Zampella, Pedro Zamora, Phil Swickler.
Phil Ainsworth,
Oh, wait a minute, no, I'll read the list and then we're gonna stop. I'll read the list and then we'll have to stop. Liberace, Salvatore Licata, Carl Lorenzen, Roger Lyon, James Patrick McCrum, James Patrick McCrubb, Larry McDevitt, Roger McFarland, Al McNair, Bill McTarnahan, Peter McWilliams, Stephen Mack, Russ Marley, Mary, Court Miller, Paul Monette, John Montana, MD, Narup, Shigiko Nishiguchi, Frank Pisciata, Robert Pittman, David Pope, Paul Popham, Shelley Post, Tom Proctor, Bob Rafsky, Rob Rod, Orrin Riley, Russell Redmond, Sharon Red, Jimmy Roddy, Tom Rubel, Ken Shapiro, Michael Shawn, Willie Smith, Alan Sobek, my life partner of more than 12 years, Larry Stripling, David Summers, Swen Swenson, Dale Teisler, Albert Tenbrink, Ryan Thomas, died before his 10th birthday, Perry Tilleros, Tom Waddell, MD, Daniel Warner, Ryan White, Charles Whiteside, Horton Wills, Paul Yearwood, Arnie Zane, Guy Zelenak, Ignacio Zawazo. I am aggrieved to tell you that 90% of the names you just heard I knew personally. I want you all to feel free to call out any names that are near and dear to you.
Jack Hanley.
Donald Hurwitz.
Stefan Fullenbeater.
E.J. Johnson.
Paul Melendez, Alden McCain,
John Washburn.
Tom Cunningham,
Navy Clark.
well, folks, it's 7.
All those who have been engaged in the fight on AIDS.
We'll remember them all, hopefully, as we light our candles for them and for us, for hope and solidarity. We have, I think, a very exciting program we're marching to. Our Out of the Darkness gathering at Broadway United Church of Christ is keying this year off of the 50th anniversary of the Civil Rights March on Washington, where Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his I Have a Dream speech. And for those of you who know the history, Bayard Rustin was part of that movement, practically orchestrated and produced that entire march, and yet he was asked to keep who he really was a secret. He was a gay man, and they asked him to stay in the closet for the sake of the movement. And so his former partner and a man who made a documentary film about him, will both be speaking to us this evening. So, amongst others, who will be tying that civil rights effort to the civil and human rights effort of our time, which is indeed the AIDS crisis, which touches on so many correlative issues of race and economic injustice. So I can't thank you enough for being with us tonight. We'll light our candles and begin the march in a few minutes. There'll be some marshals from ACT UP and from Heritage of Pride helping us and keeping us safe as we march a very short distance from the church. We'll march west towards Broadway. We'll cross Amsterdam and make it to Broadway. When we reach Broadway, and this is, folks, we don't have a permit to be in the street anymore. We're on the sidewalk. But then at Broadway, turn south, make a hard left, and we walk down Broadway to 93rd Street and Broadway, where Broadway United Church of Christ is located. And we can enter the church there, and you can even leave your candles on for a little bit, so the people who have been sitting there now, starting the last 5 minutes or so, listening to the names are going on right now. You can know that a much more expansive list of names is being read, names from around the world are being read at Broadway as we march. So we'll just get ready, and once again, many thanks to Trinity and to you, Heidi, to all our area volunteers as well for helping out. Thank you so much. Can't be shut down, my God.